What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Well, welcome into another episode of My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Podcast. Today, we are going to be diving into my QB rankings heading into week 2. We're going to tier out all 32 of them. And remember, guys, in my ranking videos, these are going to be more of my opinions, not statistics based, because I dropped all of those in the QB stardom situms. So it's going to be how I look at the game, how I break it down, how I think the game script's going to go. We'll look at the over-unders and stuff like that and see the implied point totals. Before we dive into it, guys, make sure you smash that thumbs up, hit that subscription button. All the support's appreciated. I'll be bringing you content to help you dominate your leagues all year long. And if you have any questions or anything like that, you can drop them down below. It does not have to pertain to this video. I try to get to every single one of them. I've been cranking content like crazy, so it's been hard to catch up, but I promise I'll get to them, guys. As always, if you want to check out the Discord, the guys FF, me and my buddy Big Draft Energy host the Discord. We cover everything fantasy football, dynasty, redraft trades, lineups, trades you should do, plays you should make. And we also drop our pick'ems, best ball drafts, everything like that in drafters.com. If you haven't signed up on there, make sure you use promo code SLEAZE. I've got a nice little ticket for Thursday night that I think is going to smash, and I hit both my calls last week as well as my absolute locks. Those were nice there. Now, let's dive into my top 32 running back rankings for week 2. So, if you guys are new to the channel, this is my quarterback rankings board. Tier 1 at the top, ballers tier at the top, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, all the way down, top 32 teams. We're going to rank them out. My guys, the 49ers, Brock Purdy ruled out. You're going to see him down in the corner over here. So Mac Jones will be replacing him. We'll get to Mac Jones and what I think is going to happen in this game versus the Saints. But can my 49ers just stay healthy? God, it's driving me. It's like Mr. Glass is our trainer, man. It's crazy. Now, in this rankings video, remember, guys, in the quarterback stardom situms that I drop all the defensive stats in there. This is going to be my opinions, my game script my thoughts, and how everything went in week 1 and how it's going to look in week 2. So if you want the statistical breakdowns, those are in the stardom situm videos. I like to give more opinion based here on the rankings to give you a different version look at each side here. Now, number 1 and number 2, we're just going to talk about at the same time. I mean, this game, Sunday Night Football, game of the year, week 1, literally. How can you not put these two quarterbacks at the top for the rest of the season? It blows my mind if you think you can. Josh Allen scored 24.7 points in the fourth quarter alone. That would have put him as a top 8 QB in one quarter. Think about that for a second. So, I mean, they get the Jets. Doesn't matter who they're playing. I don't care who they're playing. Either one of these teams. Lamar Jackson's playing the Browns. I don't care. They're rushing upside. They're the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFL. These are the guys fighting for the MVP already, in my opinion. They're 1 and 2 no matter what. Now, I was down on the Eagles last week. I'm a little higher on Jalen Hurts and the Eagles this week because the game script is going to lead towards a different game here. Maybe the Cowboys laid out the too high defensive scheme that can stop the Eagles that teams will use against them to force them to run instead of the pass. But we'll see, because the Chiefs' strength is versus the run, not versus the pass. You saw Justin Herbert slice and dice them up, and now they may not have Xavier Worthy out there as well this week. Pay attention to those updates, but that will hurt the run game that's non-existent with Isaiah Pacheco anyways. So Jalen Hurts, he's always going to get that tush-push opportunity, which saves his fantasy days. I do think he has a bigger passing game this week because that is what is going to be called for in this game script. But it also could get out of hand because the Chiefs are just so beat up that the Eagles could just pound the rock and run this game out as well again here. But I still have Jalen Hurts at QB3. Number 4, JD5. Thursday Night Football starts tomorrow. I cannot wait to see it. The Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love 1-0, and the Commanders. One of the highest implied point total games of the week, guys. It is currently at 48.5. It was at 47.5. It already went up another one. They think the points are going to fly in this game, and so do I. I like JD5 a ton here. I am still waiting on Terry McLaurin. I didn't have him as a start last week. I'm not going to have him as a start this week again. I do think it's going to be the Deebo Samuel Cliff Kingsbury show. Exactly what I called last week. Exactly why Deebo was a smash play last week. It's going to be the same thing again. I think Terry McLaurin off a holdout is going to have a tough time getting back. I'd say like week 4, week 5, his ramp up probably gets back to 100%. And then that's when I'll like Terry McLaurin. But still, you got Zach Ertz out there, still the security blanket for JD5, the rushing upside. This is going to be a high-scoring game. You got to love everything here for JD5. Number 5, Joe Burrow. And man, it's just like a streak of 4 years in a row that Joe Burrow has had a very, very bad game 1. It's like you have all the weapons in the world, and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase were under 10 points combined, and Noah Fant had more points than them. Unbelievable. Now you get the Jacksonville Jaguars. The point total is gone away. It was at 48.5. It's not even showing right now. I think it's going to go up to 49.5 probably because I think the points are going to fly in this game as well. And the Jacksonville Jaguars defense, yeah, they played the Panthers last week, guys. So, I mean, you're looking at the stats there. Don't worry about that. The Bengals played the Cleveland Browns. They were in a nightmare game defensively. Myles Garrett was eating that offensive line alive. His time to throw was very, very bad. Going to be a different game. You're going to see a different Joe Burrow, and everyone is going to bounce back on the Bengals. I got to apologize here big time. And there's no bigger. You can check all social medias across everything. There is no bigger ranker, higher ranker. I had Justin Fields ranked at quarterback 6 before the season started. I have Garrett Wilson in the top 10. It's my favorite stack. It's my favorite everything was Garrett Wilson, Justin Fields, Ohio State connection. And week 1, I told you to sit him versus Steelers defense live on the show. Man, was I wrong there. I mean, the Steelers defense on paper looked like the best defense possible, like 3 corners that are all studs, and they just got eaten alive. I'm starting Justin Fields with absolute confidence from here on out for the rest of the season. His rushing upside gives you game-breaking ability. 30-plus fantasy points last week. Garrett Wilson was feasting. Now you get the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills are going to score at will. Jets are going to have to score at will right back. This is going to be another game that you're going to love to be part of in fantasy for Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Justin Fields, Josh Allen, all of them. It's at 46.5. Last week, I thought the Jets-Steelers game would be a dud game. That was a shootout. We may be on another Jets shootout here. Their offense looks great. Glenn has them moving very, very nice looking into this season. That's the end of Tier 1, or Ballers Tier, heading out of Tier 1 here. Justin Herbert. Man, so there is this narrative, right? There's this narrative that whenever Justin Herbert plays the Kansas City Chiefs, he becomes Superman. And if you look at his stats, they're all crazy against the Chiefs. So, yes, I am on board with the new look and how the passing game went, but that is how you beat the Chiefs, is through the air. Their run defense is very good, like I talked about with Jalen Hurts. So, Herbert in this matchup, Monday Night Football, usually the Raiders, division matchup is a grind matchup, but you got to ride the lightning, man. And little pun there for the Bolts. He looks so damn good, and he had another 20-yard rush that was called back for a flag. He could have had even more rushing yards. He looks like the total package and top 5 quarterback with the matchups he has the rest of the way, if that offense stays as a non-hardball kind of ground and pound game. Quarterback number 8, Kyler Murray. I had him at quarterback 6 last week. He barely delivered. He got that flu update before the game, started. He always gives you the rushing upside. You get the Carolina Panthers here. This should be another smash Kyler Murray start. The only thing I'd be worried about in this game is how bad the Panthers are versus the run. I mean, last year was 4,000 plus yards, one of the worst of all time. You saw week 1, ETN runs him over, and ETN was barely like a flex fringe start for most people on planet Earth. So, I mean, James Conner and Trey Benson could just absolutely feast in this game if Kyler doesn't get his points early. Could be bad game script there, especially with how Bryce Young looked in week 1, man. He looked terrible. Number 9, this is one of my smash plays of the week, Drake May. The entire Miami Dolphins defense is destroyed. Their offense is imploding. Their head coach is about to get fired. If Drake May does not show up and show out here for 20-plus fantasy points, I'm going to lose my mind. Daniel Jones just went for 30-plus, but he did vulture 2, Jonathan Taylor goal line touchdowns. He's 6'4", big body. I didn't expect him to get 2 back-to-back, but that happened. I expect him to open up Drake May's rushing more here. He was not used at all in the rushing game like I thought. He usually averages like 50 yards a game since college, so that was a weird aberration game for him in week 1. And I expect to see Travion Henderson more involved in the passing game as well, and I think they're going to shine here. Number 10, Dak Prescott. C.D. Lamb is straight pissed off about how the drops went in week 1. Dak Prescott actually played really good against the Philly secondary. The fantasy points aren't going to show it because the touchdowns weren't there, and Javonte Williams vultured 2 at the goal line. But, I mean, God, if you saw that catch for C.D. Lamb across the middle, that was a 60-yard touchdown dropped another 20-yarder across the middle. I'm not going to say the diving one counts as a drop because that was full extension dive. But the Giants secondary just got toasted by the Commanders. Dude, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys are coming out for vengeance in this game. They are going to mollywop the Giants, and you are going to see Jackson Dart in week 3. Please. Number 11 is going to be Baker Mayfield, and the matchup here calls for Baker to be Baker. This is a Texans matchup, Monday Night Football at Houston in the Dome. You're going to be going up against a nasty, nasty, nasty run front. right? So when you're looking at this, how are they going to thrive in this game? The passing game, just like the Rams did. Kyron Williams got the goal line touchdown. He didn't have a great rushing game on the ground. You saw Bucky Irving struggle versus the Atlanta Falcons run D, which is very good, just like the Texans. That's why they paid the draft capital for it. So now Bucky's going to have to do it through the receiving game, but this is going to be a Mike Evans. This is going to be a Mecca Egbuka, Mechatron game here again, because Texans do not struggle versus the run. They struggle versus the pass, and Baker is going to have to do Baker things here, and I like him as quarterback 11. One last dance, baby. Number 12, Trevor Lawrence. Like, if he doesn't go off in this game against the Bengals, I'm going to literally just start thinking Trevor Lawrence is a bad quarterback. Like, how many excuses are we going to give this guy? Like, this is another great matchup. You had a great matchup versus the Panthers last week. You have a great matchup versus the Bengals secondary, which is absolutely one of the worst in the NFL. You want to see BTJ get more than one catch. You want to see Travis Hunter hit that home run ball that Trevor Lawrence missed him on a wide open 84-yard touchdown. Like, ETN saved them last week, man. And Trevor Lawrence, if he doesn't do it here in this game, the high implied point total game against the Bengals, I'm going to really start ducking out on Trevor Lawrence, who I liked a lot as a quarterback coming in. And it's already 2 weeks, but, man, it's been enough time with this guy. He needs to show up right now. Number 13, Jordan Love, going back to Thursday Night Football. You got Jaden Reed, who's active, got him to practice. Matthew Golden out there practicing as well, full practice for him. They will be out there in full force. This is going to be a different type game than last week when I told you the Packers would mop the Lions out the building. Exactly what happened. This might be a shootout game here. This might be a trap game for the Packers as well here. Like, JD5 just wins, man. I can't wait to see this game. Jordan Love last week, they got the lead up so much they just controlled the clock and ran it out. I don't think that's going to happen here with the Commanders. That's why I like Jordan Love a lot higher this week, and he looked great in week 1. And then they pounded him so bad, and that defense is so good that they can just get the ball back and control the clock. So obviously Josh Jacobs is going to be huge in this game as well, but I think Jordan Love is going to have a nice passing game here, a lot better than week 1. Number 14, Bo Nix. Talk about your all-time letdown against the Titans in week 1. I mean, he stunk it up, but it's one of those first games of the year. You know, don't panic. I got people asking me questions. Drop Bo Nix. No, you do not drop a top 10 quarterback. Let's be real. It's one game. They might lose Evan Ingram. I have not seen the update yet, and I'll check it after this video is over. You know, or if I need to drop in the comments, I will. But Cortland Sutton had a tough matchup. He still found the end zone. You're going up in this matchup this week. I mean, it's another kind of, I don't know how to really look at the Colts defense because they played Miami, and Miami was in shambles. The Colts was a great play in week 1, defensive special teams play, but I didn't think that was going to happen with the Dolphins. So I don't really know how to look at the Colts D after a 1-game sample size against a broken team, but he still brings rushing upside. He still can hit all his wide receivers. You saw Troy Franklin get a little breakout going. Marvin Mims could always hit a home run ball. You know, I do think R.J. Harvey will start to pass J.K. Dobbins here, and they'll control the run game with their massive offensive line. But their defense is going to give them so many opportunities. That's the best defense by a mile in the NFL, I think, in my opinion. So Bo Nix is always going to be up there just based on sheer opportunity. Oh, baby. The purple rain is here. J.J. McCarthy. You can go back to my Twitter. I have all the receipts saved. I always said that J.J. McCarthy was a better quarterback than Caleb Williams. And bang, they tee it up on Monday Night Football. J.J. McCarthy looks very, very bad in the first half. It's his first NFL game. He's at Soldier Field on the road. Second half, tees up. Caleb Williams falls apart. J.J. McCarthy, the purple rain is here, man. As soon as Jordan Addison gets back to you, saw that preseason connection with them. Their defense is always going to give them more opportunities. Their offensive line looked better. Jordan Mason looked great. This Vikings team is going to be very, very scary. Number 16, right behind him, Caleb Williams. I get it. He's like a Trevor Lawrence for me, man. Your time bomb is ticking. You have all the opportunity in the world. You got Ben Johnson to come in. He bolstered the offensive line. He gave you 2 more weapons in Colston Loveland and Luther Burden to go along with Rome Odunze, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift. You had that game in hand, and you threw it away. You overthrew the ball. You underthrew the ball. You looked terrible. Now you get your revenge Ben Johnson game at Detroit here on the road. 0-2, and it's going to get real, real loud for the Boo Bears for Caleb Williams here if they lose to the Detroit Lions. Number 17 is going to be C.J. Stroud, and he had a rough week 1 against the Rams defense. I cannot lie there. Now you're back at home. You're going up against the Bucs. The Bucs secondary is one of the worst. It's very, very, very trickling pass balls to the prime receiver, Nico Collins. I expect him to bounce back and have a big game here. I don't know if Christian Kirk's going to be out there yet. I haven't seen the update. Hopefully Jaden Higgins finds a little more in this game. But when you look at the Texans, I mean, they have the worst offensive line, like up there with Seattle. It's very, very bad. And they have no run game. And the Bucs are very, very good at stopping the run. So this is going to be a game script where it's going to call for the massive pass attempts, massive big game for Nico Collins, and I expect C.J. Stroud to have a big game here. Number 18, and it hurts, man. It hurts. Patrick Mahomes. Like, if there's anybody that can overcome it, it's this guy, right? It's the GOAT of our time now. I'm not saying he's better than Brady yet, but, man, it's gotten just bad. Xavier Worthy goes down. Rashee Rice suspended. Obviously, Hollywood Brown sees 16 targets, which led the NFL, but that's not the guy you want out there, right? Travis Kelce looks slow. He got a touchdown on a busted play. He was not getting open. He was not finding the zones. I am very, very worried about Patrick Mahomes going up against the Eagles secondary. So, I mean, I know the Cowboys look kind of good against him, but that's CeeDee Lamb. This is Hollywood Brown and old Travis Kelce. So Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell are going to feast in this game. The line is going to get after the Chiefs big time. They're going to pick on the rookie left tackle Simmons. And Patrick Mahomes is making me scared, man. I still have him at 18 because he's Patrick Mahomes. If it was any other quarterback in this matchup, I would have him lower. Number 19, Michael Penix Jr. Looks like Drake London is going to be out there good to go, play and Mooney, so get them both back, but you're going up against the Vikings. The Vikings defense, look what, like I just talked about, look what happened to Caleb Williams. They settled in at halftime. They locked in. They blitz at the highest rate. I mean, this is going to be a very, very rough game for Penix, but I do think Drake London, I mean, he sees 13 targets a game with Penix on average. It's bonkers. Do I think they're going to thrive in this game? I think it's going to be more of a Bijan game here. And if the Falcons fall to 0-2, man, they better start putting Bijan out there more than 52%. Number 20, Jared Goff, revenge game against Ben Johnson at home in Detroit. I try to tell you guys week 1, man, the Lions offense going to be regressed. It's going to look different. Their offensive line is in shambles. They just lost their left guard for the season as well. They're not going to be able to block for shit for Goff. I am worried about the Lions. If they don't win this game against the Bears, it is going to get real, real ugly, guys. I have him at quarterback 20. If you need a super flex start, obviously it's fine, but I'm not comfortable starting him in redraft in the top 12 QBs. Number 21, the old man can still get it done. Aaron Rodgers comes out, 4 freaking touchdowns. 4. 41 years old, make it 4. I could not believe what I saw from Aaron Rodgers in that game against the Jets. I thought it was going to be a dud, 13-10, 17-14 game. They blew the brakes off that, lit it up. I was completely wrong there, just like I said with Justin Fields and the Jets. Could not believe that. Now they're heading home to face the Seahawks, who's a good defense. So, again, I'm not throwing Aaron Rodgers high up there. I mean, there is some Tyreek Hill trade rumor talk. That would, really, really boost up the old man and make the Steelers real legit contenders. But I already had them as a playoff team if Aaron Rodgers stayed healthy. But, damn, it's time to start thinking about Aaron Rodgers if he puts 2 together here in a row. I mean, Calvin Austin looked great. Roman Wilson wasn't really that involved. Jonnu Smith got a TD. DK Metcalf looked great. This is why he's like, I've said this for years, he's one of the best throwers. He's the best thrower of the football, in my opinion. Not the best overall quarterback, but he can make throws that no other quarterback in the history of the game can make. And he put it on display again at 41 years old. Number 22, Matt Stafford. Rough week 1. I mean, Texans defense again. Rams, Devontae Adams got involved. Puka Nacua took the cut above the eye. Puka Nacua still looked amazing. What great tutelage can you get as Puka Nacua than learning from Devontae Adams, who in my opinion is the greatest route runner of my generation. So, I mean, Puka looked the part. The Rams are going to be scary. They did sneak by a weak win, kind of ugly win there. You are going to be at Tennessee for Cam Ward. And, dude, they just threw Cam Ward to the wolves, man. This is really rough to go straight up against Denver D and the Rams D. I mean, I think the Rams are going to roll him over here again. And speaking of Cam Ward, there he is, number 23. I'm going to move him up a little bit this week because you can't just look at the Titans game and start to feel like these guys are bad players. You played at Denver Mile High, your number 1 rookie quarterback's first game against the best defense in the NFL. Temper the expectations a little bit. Cam Ward looked like he could run the ball. They stayed in the game. It was a very competitive game. I thought they'd get blown out. So I'm going to put Cam Ward at 23 here, and let's see what he can do at home against the Rams. Stop the Boo Bears. Number 24, Brock Purdy is out. Mac Jones is in. Now, everyone's going to think there's like a drop-off. There's going to be a drop-off for sure. But what you have to look at is, let's use an example of last year. Let's look at Trevor Lawrence and BTJ. BTJ and Trevor Lawrence, when he went down, BTJ's numbers were half as good as they were with Mac Jones out there at quarterback. Shanahan wanted to draft Mac Jones. I'm a 49er fan. He wanted to draft him his rookie year coming out. That's why he went and got this guy anyways as a backup quarterback. This is going to be a system that he is going to be able to pick up very, very quickly. And I do not think it hurts Purcell. I do not think it hurts Juan Jennings. And I think CMC is going to light it up this week. But Mac Jones is not going to ruin the other players. I really don't believe that. And go look at BTJ's numbers last year if you don't believe me with Mac Jones. Number 25, Geno Smith. The Raiders coming out 1-0, but they're going up against the Chargers. Monday Night Football, the Charger defense. The Chargers are Super Bowl contenders. I was not as high on the Chargers as I should have been. That's for damn sure. They look freaking great, and they blew the brakes off the Chiefs. And I know it's a division AFC West grunge match, but I'm not starting Geno Smith. Dan Marino Tua. I don't know what's going on in Miami. It's not looking good. There's not much to say. I mean, you got Tyreek Hill and Waddle, and still nothing is and nothing is happening. I mean, this team is shambles. And you know it's bad. We're in a 14-man and very competitive fantasy football leagues that I play in, and he's on the waiver wire, guys. That's how bad it is for Tua. I'm not starting this guy anytime soon. The Dolphins are scaring me. I'm worried about every single one of them. I mean, I don't even if the matchup was like the pluses matchup, it still doesn't look great. They had the Colts, man. That they should have been able to do something against the Colts. They just score at 30-0 at the end. Patriots just played great defense versus the Raiders. Just held, Genty to nothing. It's going to be another rough game for the Dolphins. Ooh. Number 27 is my apologies again. I was high on Bryce Young. I like to be transparent. It's 1 week. He looked freaking terrible. Dave Canales is a great quarterback coach. He saved Geno Smith's career. He saved Baker Mayfield's career. He's known as the QB whisperer. Second year in the system. I had all this information funneling in my head. Like Bryce Young, he got Ted McMillan. Here we go. And they looked awful. But Bryce Young has looked awful 3 straight starts in a row in week 1. He's been the worst quarterback in NFL history statistically in his opening games. So I am hitting the panic meter a bit, throwing my apologies out after week 1, but I still think there's so much opportunity in this Panthers offense. Their offensive line is great. So I'm hoping, I'm putting him low because I can't put him high after that. So, I mean, they play the Cardinals. The opportunity is going to be here. It was just rough week 1 for him. Sammy D. Darnold, number 28. I try to tell you guys that their offensive line is going to be shit. The offense is not going to be like the Kubiak run game that people think. And you got to see it live in person. And the passing game was absolutely terrible. It was Jackson Smith and Jigba and no one else. Literally 13 catches for him, 15 completions, I think, or 16 completions. It was absolutely terrible. It might be a 3-year $100 million contract wage. We might see Jalen Milroe here faster than out because they're going to need to move the quarterback in the pocket. He's the statue, and this offensive line can't block for shit. So it's really, really rough for Sammy D and the Seahawks right now. Number 29, we're going to run through these last 4 pretty quick. I'll talk about one of them, but Joe Flacco, I don't think you're really starting this guy. I mean, you're going against the Ravens, let's be real. Number 30, Danny Dimes, 30-point week. I'm benching him 100%. I even tweeted it out. I don't care if Justin Jefferson's out there. You better be worried about Patrick Surtain. This Denver defense is for real. They just absolutely crapped on the Titans, and I fear for Daniel Jones' life here. And speaking of that, maybe if you have a waiver wire pickup and Anthony Richardson is there, this might be a game to go get him because Danny Dimes is going to be taking hit after hit after hit in this game. Russell Wilson. I don't even know what to say. Russell Wilson. I need to get like a what do you call protest sign for Jackson Dart, man, on stream, like dart. It was absolutely terrible. I don't even want to talk about it. He's quarterback 31. Russell Wilson's time is numbered. And number 32, Spencer Rattler. They're throwing him to the wolves with the Saints. Not much to talk about there with him. Thanks for rocking with me today, guys. That is the end of the episode. That is my top 32 quarterbacks ranked out by tiers heading into week 2 of who you should start and how you should look at your rankings to help your matchup dominate this week. As always, guys, on your way out, smash that like and subscribe. All the support's appreciated. If you want to join the Discord, the link will be pinned in the description. It will also be pinned in the comments as well. And if you want to do best ball draft shows, I'll be live on Friday doing some splash DFS drafts like that. Make sure you sign up on drafters.com. Use promo code SLEAZE. It'll match your initial deposit up to $100, double your amount. And that's it for me this episode, guys. My next one will be my wide receiver rankings. I'm going to try to get them all out to you before the Thursday kickoff. I'll have some smash start videos and some sleeper plays as well coming, guys. Can't thank you guys enough for the support. Sleazebomb out. I'll see you in the next one.